Hello once again, fellow Zimbabweans. This is Langton Chirinda, an independent presidential candidate in the 2018 presidential elections or general elections in Zimbabwe. Today I'm going to talk about the tragedy of the diaspora. I want to say that every country must take pride in its own people. Because it is people who define a nation. It is their collective productivity. It is their collective identity and investment in the knowledge and skills that they've put into their children that should produce products and services that are of international standards, that define a nation. And today as we speak, it is roughly estimated that 5 million Zimbabweans have left the country. I have no problem with the fact that they've left the country. The problem that I have is our current government does say nothing about that. It is not even a matter for them to be concerned about. Surprisingly, they actually want money from them. It is actually something that they are putting in the budget today to actually say, we are going to put a budget for so much, expecting so much money coming from the people in the diaspora. My question is, they don't even bother to know why they left the country in the first place. That is what is baffling to me about the people in the diaspora. They are not even recognized that they actually had to go out in rebellion, because they realized that the system was not conducive for them to thrive. So they had to turn their backs to their country that they love most, and they had to go afar to go and work there. But I think it's one of the fundamental concerns that any government should have. Not let alone to encourage that if you are not happy with what we are doing in Zimbabwe, you better go out. I don't think this is the kind of message that I will put across if I'm voted into power. Because right now, let me say, a lot of children are being born overseas. Some of them, if not most of them, cannot even speak their mother language, Shona. So what identity do they have to Zimbabwe? And to me, I say that is the actual angle at which Zimbabwe has been destroyed. Because we are creating a new generation that has no connection to their motherland. And that's a tragedy if this is left for too long. And this is why I'm standing in as an independent presidential candidate, because I believe that we have got to act so quick. We have to act quickly to make sure that our people come back home. We begin to build a nation again. A nation that is consisted of all its people. None of them must be missing. If anyone is to go abroad, let it only for the people, the purposes of wanting to advance themselves and expose themselves so that they can come and use that knowledge and qualifications that they get from abroad to come and improve their own country. They should never think of staying there for good. Is what we are seeing right now, that many Zimbabweans are actually getting citizenship in countries like Australia, the UK, Canada, America, and South Africa. What a tragedy it is. What a tragedy. Some parents and children, they are living far away from each other. Some are living in South Africa, their children are in Zimbabwe. What a kind of a social system are we creating? That is a very terrible social infrastructure for the future of our country. Because we are not living together. And this is a cause for concern. And this is one of my primary policy areas that I'll make sure that I'll create and craft policies that will never encourage people to leave the country. Because I want every Zimbabwean back home as early as 2018 so that we begin to build our country. I value every Zimbabwean wherever they are. And it is time that we harness all the skills and technologies and education that they've amassed abroad. It is time that we should not wait even a year long after 2018 before they come back home, so that we work together. And this is what I believe. And this is what I stand for. And that's my promise, that I shall welcome every Zimbabwean coming home. And we shall give them a conducive environment for them to thrive, better than wherever they are living. South Africa did not begin like what it is today. Australia did not start with what it is today. People had to put their minds to build their own nations. And I'm promising that to happen in Zimbabwe come 2018 if I'm democratically voted into power. Thank you.